Welcome back for the third and final part of the McPhee Freight Gturbo Perenjori 360 recap. Sunday afternoon's racing was to be 2 laps of the 80km course in a final push to the finish line. Whilst Truella was in control at the front of the event, behind him chaos was unfolding. First, Troy Higgins barely made it 1 kilometre into the first lap before he was sidelined with engine dramas. Then, Stephen Kettridge Hall parked up, meaning that the second and third places on the podium were up for grabs. Carl Richardson was putting together a comeback charge through the field, having broken an axle on the start line of Section 2 earlier in the day. The side-by-sides were still at it, pushing hard in their pursuit of the Inter-Earth prize money. We ride on board the WA1 of Adam Truella as he continues his trouble-free run at the front of the field. As is often the case, Jared Percival could smell a podium and was flying around the Perenjori track. But for many, the thick dust was still challenging them, with overtaking a massive challenge due to the hanging dust. Here we can see 2 of the side-by-sides swapping places. And as the kilometres wound down, it will be Adam Truella who went back-to-back at Perenjori, securing his second Rod Haddon Memorial Trophy in a row. So as the champagne was sprayed, we welcomed a new name to the podium. Rob Sobchak claiming second outright after a thrilling race with Jared Percival, who claimed third. The gap between the 2 pro lights just 0.2 of a second in the final section, showing that this year is going to see some fantastic close racing. A big mention must go to both Paul DeLacy and Graham Benting, class winners and strongly positioned in the top 10, as we now take a look at all of the class podium results. First we have Pro Buggy, where Adam Trewella took the lead in Section 1 and then didn't look back. He wins the class ahead of Craig Wells and Troy Higgins. In Pro Light, George Pataxis would take out third place, behind the duelling duo of Percival and Sobchak. Sobchak would take the class win by just 30 seconds after 2 tough days of racing. Super 1650 was a battle between Aaron Dark and Peter DeWitt, Peter taking out the class win at his first attempt. The Sports Light class was another 2-horse race, and in this class, Aaron Gates saw off rookie CJ Green, who was competing in his first WAORC event. Extreme two-wheel drive was another tough contest, with finding the right mixture of reliability and pace proving to be difficult. In the end, Carl Richardson would take the win ahead of Brad Krepp, and in third place, Darryl Clayton. Performance two-wheel drive would see another win for the junior development team, Sean Beck taking the Kingswood to another class win over Simon Jones, who was on his debut drive. Whilst Graham Benting was in a class of his own, the Gturbo 200 series showed some extreme pace to make inroads on the outright positions, a fantastic result in a production four-wheel drive. Extreme four-wheel drive class and another win to the WA Off-Road Junior Development Team. Matthew Beck claiming the class win over debutant James Pudwell and Warren Klassen claiming third in class. The extreme four-wheel drive buggy class saw Scott Bryce's early exit dropping to second, whilst Mr. Reliability Pierre Horn chalked up another class win. The side-by-side Pro class was proudly supported by Inter-Earth, a smaller engine capacity with more efficient, lower emission vehicles showing a much more eco-friendly way to race. In third place was Will Quinn Schofield, while second went to Murray Kiefer. Paul DeLacy in the 696 Can-Am taking out the class win. So that wraps up the event recap from round 1 of the 2023 Western Australian Off-Road Racing Championship, the McPhee Freight Gturbo Perenjori 360. The champ Adam Truella has shown his intentions of going back-to-back in 2023 and looks to be in ominous form. Kettridge Hall and Higgins look to be on the pace early before falling away, whilst we have a new contender in Rob Sobchak, and once again, Jared Percival looming, ready to pounce. We would like to thank all of our event sponsors and contributors for bringing these event highlights to you, including Extreme Limit Films for some fantastic drone videography. We now look ahead to the Gascoyne Dash for round 2 of the championship, in what should be another challenging event. Thanks for watching.